My name is Maya. I am 29 years old. I live in a small apartment in the city. It is far from the house where I grew up. I always told myself I was too busy. Work was difficult. Life was full. I called him on Sundays. Sometimes. When I remembered. He never complained. He never asked for more. He just said, "I am fine, Maya. Don't worry." And I believed him. The last time I visited was 2 years before. I remember sitting at his kitchen table. He made rice and lentil soup. The same soup he made every winter. He stood at the stove with his back to me. His shoulders were a little more curved than before. His hair was fully white now. But his hands moved the same way. Slow, careful, confident. I watched him and I thought, he is fine. He will always be fine. I went back to the city the next morning. Sunday calls became every other Sunday, then once a month. He always answered on the first ring. He always sounded happy to hear my voice. "How is the city, Maya? Are you eating well? Are you sleeping enough?" Always questions about me, never about himself. Then one Tuesday morning, my phone rang. It was not Sunday. It was my father's neighbor, Mrs. Anand. She said my father had fallen. She said he was in the hospital. She said I should come. I was on a train within 2 hours. I watched the city disappear behind me. I watched the fields and small towns appear. My hands would not stop shaking. I kept thinking, he is fine, but I also knew something had changed. He was home from the hospital when I arrived. He was smaller than I remembered. Thinner, quieter. He smiled when he saw me. That same slow smile. "Maya," he said. "You came." As if he had not expected it. That almost broke me. That evening I went to his kitchen. I opened the cupboards. Everything was exactly where it always was. The lentils in the blue jar. The cumin seeds beside the stove. The old wooden spoon hanging on the wall. I stood at his stove. I moved slowly, carefully. I tried to do it the way he did. I cried a little. I did not want him to hear. When the soup was ready, I brought it to him. He was sitting in his chair by the window. The evening light was soft and orange. He looked at the bowl in my hands. Then he looked at me. "You made the soup," he said. "I tried," I said. He took one spoon, then another. Then he put the bowl down and held my hand. "It is good, Maya," he said. "It is very good." He did not finish the whole bowl. He was too tired. But we sat there together until the room was dark. We did not talk very much. We did not need to. I went back to the city because I had to. He told me to go. He insisted. "I am fine, Maya. Don't worry." I hugged him at the door. I held on longer than usual. 6 weeks later, he was gone. Quietly. In his sleep. Mrs. Anand called me again. This time, I could not move for a long time. I think about that soup often. The last meal I cooked for my father. I think about his face in the orange light. His hand holding mine. The way he said, "It is good, Maya." He was not talking about the soup. I know that now. If you still have time, please use it. Call them. Visit them. Cook for them. Sit with them in the quiet. You do not need a reason. You do not need a special day. You only need to go. Before the Tuesday morning comes. And it will come. For all of us.